Yeah. What is the fastest fish in the ocean?
The mako shark.
Nope. It is the sailfish. The sailfish.
Is the mako shark even a kind of shark? Is
I
that
don't-
a real animal?
It is. Mako. Wait, Mako
Are they
sharks. Can't find that. But they're not friendly. It says
Right.
Mako sharks are indeed aggressive, especially the short fin subspecies. They don't go out of their way to attack humans though, so we're good. It's fine.
It's the fastest known species of shark.
Oh, what the hell? Why didn't that
I
come
don't know
up on
why.
my-
Somewhere deep in my brain, I was like, I think mako sharks are fast.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of a mako shark, except apparently I have.
They look fast, so I'm not surprised.
How
but-
fast is a sailfish?
So a sailfish speed, 68 miles per hour.
Okay,
is
yeah, the
their-
mako shark tops out at 46,
Damn.
which is fast.
68. That is zooming. That is crazy.
Imagine you were swimming and one of those ran into you.
You.
And
Which
don't they
one,
have like a
sailfish
sharp
or-
like point?
Yeah.
You would just get skewered.
just get obliterated. Yeah,
you
and
would
they
be
are.
a Karsten kebab.
They look weird too. They're very weird.
Well,
fish.
don't say that to them; they'll kill you.
Yeah, don't let them hear that. They're going too fast. They can't even hear me say that.
Yep.
Anyway,
Anyways, Karsten Rundquist, how was your week?
it was good. I did the Halloween weekend thing, which
Mm-hmm.
felt like my first one. I don't think I've ever like properly. My cousins came to town, so there was like a reason to go out, and then
Right.
there was a party and the whole shebang, and yeah, it was good. I dressed up as an anglerfish, which is funny coincidence to we were just talking about fish.
Well, you were just talking about fish. You're the one who introduced the
Yeah,
question.
right. And yeah, it was a pretty crazy. I don't know if you saw my Instagram story or my tweet, but it was a crazy costume.
I did see it. It looked insane.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. I had to put Q-tips. I ripped out the inside of a face mask and then like taped Q-tips around it to form like teeth, and which was a good idea. And then I realized that when you go to a party, you drink and consume snacks, and it was an impossible costume to. I had to have a sippy straw the whole night. Is what.
So funny. Oh my god.
I also could have just said straw, but I had to.
Yeah.
I said sippy straw. So that was that, and then dirtbag online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not all straws are sippy straws. Just to be clear.
Right. Some
Because
straws
there are
just
smoothie straws, which are like really thick.
Right.
Those are like gulpy straws.
Yeah. I like those straws more than the sippy straws.
You like drinking as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's the
That's one
worst
thing-
part about getting a shake is that it's too thick to get up.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Well, if you think about it one way,
Uh-huh.
technically, the cup it comes in could be classified as a straw. Just like a really
Whoa.
wide straw.
Yeah.
So you could just put the whole thing on and just suck it straight in.
Right. And also you could call a cup a bowl if you really wanted to. And then
No.
you could just cuz like, a Wendy's Frosty, you use a spoon for that. And then at that point it's just a bowl.
Yeah. So, anyways, dirtbag, you said.
Yeah. I put that out online this week and looked at the reviews and like refreshed all day the first day and have not gone back to the page since, and I refuse to. I don't.
I'm going to right now.
No, I don't even want to. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to see it. Because I know there are some negative ones on there. There is one that friends have told me about that is one of the most insane things I've ever read. Where it and this is the only one that I will address because it's crazy. They think the film is about sex and this guy trying to put his filthy sack somewhere, because that's a line in the movie. And they read it as he being a pedophile because he is eventually able to give it away to a child, and then is brought down with like guilt in the movie. And I was like, that is not what that movie is.
Yeah.
That is,
I mean, if anyone can say it's you, the person who wrote it,
that is
it is not about pedophilia.
I cannot tell if it's a genuine review or if it's a bit.
I hope
Either way,
it's a
not
bit.
a good bit,
No.
but also, how do you, like, that? Obviously, that's not what it is.
Yeah. They might be like a QAnon person.
I hope so. I mean, well, I just, it is a crazy thing. I haven't read it myself. My friends have just kind of explained it to me a lot.
Now,
and I've been like, wow.
The overall consensus, I mean, it has a 3.4.
Which is good,
That's pretty good.
I'll take that. I'm not upset. I mean, I'm not, I've thought about it a lot before this. I'm like, if it goes on Letterboxd, a place where there are a lot of people on that site specifically that don't like me,
Right.
I assume some people will go into this film with low expectations and wanting to hate it. So I'm not like surprised. I don't take it personally. I'm very proud of the short, as is everybody involved, and
Now,
yeah.
I would like to say about your short, just from a quantifiable perspective,
Right.
it got into a very large film festival.
Which is, it was a big accomplishment. Yeah.
Right. So it's clearly pretty good,
Yeah.
at the very least.
It's just so funny how much I can, like, remind myself of stuff like that, and like pre-releasing it online, I was like, damn, you know what? We pretty proud of this short. And all it takes is like one review saying it's about pedophilia.
Yeah, and
I'm
you're
like,
ooh,
damn. that's
Mike
all it really
Brunley's
took.
not gonna
did
like
it?
that one.
No. I do think it's funny that Mike Brunley has no idea that
Yeah.
there's a response to this, just because he is
Where they
very
think he's a pedophile.
Yeah. He's very off social media,
Yeah.
and
He's so good in the film, though.
he's amazing. He makes the movie. Anyway, that's that. How was your week, Jeff?
Decent,
Yeah.
Just it was a week.
Yeah, just another week.
Yeah,
year.
Hockey's back.
Hockey is back. Yeah,
So
I am actively trying to go to a Blackhawks game this year because I recently went to a Bulls game for the first time and was like, that was fun, and I should go to more sports games. And was just like, I remember growing up really enjoying going to Wild games, so I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna get back into it this year and go to
Now-
a Blackhawks game.
The only thing I will say is that the Blackhawks traded away almost all of their good players, deliberately trying to be as bad as possible this year.
Okay.
Because
So
the
not the
guy
year.
who's supposed to be the top pick
Yeah.
for the next draft is supposed to be very good.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's not great. But here's the thing.
Yes. What
I
is
heard
the thing?
the Minnesota Wild is also not very good. So if I were to go to a Blackhawks versus Wild game, two bad teams, that should be pretty interesting because you don't know who's gonna win. But then again,
Well, wait. Say that again.
I was gonna say the Wild's not very good.
So the Wild are supposed to be very good this year. They had a terrible start. Now, bizarrely, the Blackhawks have actually had a pretty decent start, even though they're supposed to be awful.
Okay. So what I'm saying is Wild versus Blackhawks. It's got to
Yes.
be a fun time.
That's going to be that's a game to go to. I went to the first couple years I lived in Chicago. I went to when Tampa played in Chicago because they only did it once a year because
Yeah.
they're in separate conferences.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think Tampa lost both games,
Damn.
and one of them
Must
they
have been
lost 1-0.
rough.
So it was like the most
Damn.
boring possible game.
Yeah. No fights. Just, yeah. Or maybe they just fought and didn't score any points. That's why, yeah. Anyway, that's hockey's back and
Hockey's
Dirtbag's
back.
out.
Dirtbag's
That's
out.
the week. And happy Halloween.
Yes. Happy Halloween. You have a nice orange background.
Yeah, I did that intentionally. I say
very
this is the most
clever.
I'll do. I'm not gonna dress up, but I am gonna put on the orange light.
Yeah. Now, here's one thing that I'm going to start doing. So YouTube Shorts recently announced that it's going to be monetized.
Yes.
I'm going to put our clips, because we had a Shorts channel that we put like 3 things on, and then I completely abandoned.
We abandoned it. Yeah.
It was my fault. I am the one who was like, hey, we could do this. And then I decided that I did not want to.
To be fair, I forgot about it. So
Yeah, I actually forgot about it until like
2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, we had a channel. But
Yeah.
YouTube is recategorizing the way channels work.
Uh-huh.
So that Shorts are their own tab, so it's not gonna like
Mess
block
up
up all
the-
your videos in your profile.
Yeah. Now that's
Which is interesting to you as well as a Karsten Rundquist content creator. You might make some shorts.
I have thought about this a lot because I'm like, yeah, everyone seems to be making shorts. And I'm like, I guess at some point I have to get on that. I really don't want to. I don't know how I would yet. I was thinking of, because I've realized like TikToks and shorts are just like the bottom of the barrel for like you don't.
Right.
The thing that I stress about is that people that do that, no disrespect towards them, they bust out content like nonstop, and I'm like, my thing is that I struggle to figure out what to say. But the thing about these places is that you don't have to say anything.
Yeah, you could say nothing as
These
long as you pop up like graphics.
Right. It's just like, so I was like, I could just do like a super condensed what I watched this month thing where I just say the titles of the movies. And like, then it's like, I'm not even reviewing the movies, but it's just a thing. And I'm like,
And then you say, to see what I think about these, watch this video.
right.
And then you dance. You kind of go like, watch this video.
It's just so dumb. I hate, like, I'm so, it's the first time I've felt, and I've said this before, like kind of old, because I'm like, I don't know how to go about that system, because it's so confusing.
Our podcast is going to start doing it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that's what, my brother Jared does, where he kind of uses it to try to convert them into listeners to his F1 podcast.
That's what happened. Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to do it, but I think we need to structure in some like bite-sized, sections of the podcast.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
so we'll have to figure that out.
We'll figure it. I mean, they'll just come naturally. I feel like, yeah, it'll just, I'll say something stupid organically, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
There's always the trivia section.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, we'll get there. We need like a shorts expert to be like, now that's clippable.
Yeah.
Because we can't. Now that's a moment. Anyway.
Okay. Okay. Karsten.
Oh, here we go. No, I'm not dancing. We're not doing
We're dancing. We're doing a dance.
Dancing.
We're doing a TikTok dance.
No.
Karsten Rundquist. What
Not
do you
doing
say?
this.
Hey, what's your favorite movie today?
I'm moving my standing desk to get out of this one. I'm not participating. Yeah. Anyway, we'll I don't even know how to respond. We have a movie to talk about today.
It's Halloween.
It's Halloween. Also,
the day and the movie.
I'm standing all the way up because I committed to the stand-up desk. This was a commitment I did not take into consideration. Okay. Today we're talking about Halloween. 1978
Yes.
John Carpenter movie. Is this your first time watching it, Jeff?
It is.
It is your first time.
Yep.
It's basically my first time too.
Yeah. See, I was surprised that John's actually not a carpenter. He's a filmmaker.
He's a filmmaker. Also musician now. I think he like goes on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. All around seems like a very chill guy. Like a lot of recent John Carpenter interviews, it seems like he just like plays video games all day and just waits for Halloween so he can get like a shit ton of money for this 1 month and then enjoys the rest of his year. And yeah, this is like I would say his biggest movie. I also really like The Thing, but this is the one.
See,
and
this is the real thing.
This is this is the real thing. And yeah, the synopsis is: on a cold Halloween night in 1963, 6-year-old Michael Myers brutally murdered his 17-year-old sister Judith. He was sentenced and locked away for 15 years. But on October 30th, 1978, while being transferred for a court date, a 21-year-old Michael Myers steals a car and escapes Smith's Grove. He returns to his quiet hometown of Haydenfield, Illinois, where he looks for his next victims.
Is that a real town?
I don't know, but that's one of the first things I was going to say was it is a real town in New Jersey, apparently. It is a fictional town
In Illinois.
The thing about it is that there's like these shots where they're supposed to be in Illinois and there's these giant mountains in the back, and I'm like, this is this is like California, which is funny.
I think at the time most people didn't know what Illinois looked like.
Exactly.
So it
no
didn't
one's
matter.
been to rural Illinois, so
Yeah.
you can't really say if it's real or not. And yeah, this is it's a classic Halloween movie. They've made like not more than 5 remakes. There's been so many.
Wasn't there one that just came out this year called like Halloween Ends?
It's just called Halloween Ends, yeah. And then there's Halloween Kills. I haven't seen any of these new ones because I heard they're not very good. And yeah,
Were you
We're here.
afraid of this film?
I'm going to
Did
be
it
honest.
scare you?
Well, it was scarier than I thought. It didn't really scare me, but it was scarier than I thought it would be. Because I always feel like these older classic horror movies, they're like well made and really artfully done a lot of the times. But they're not like Chucky wasn't scary. He was just like kind of disturbing.
Yeah, I don't think Chucky was artfully done.
No, that's a different thing entirely. Chucky was just a good time.
Yeah.
This was like, okay, there's like some genuine, like if I saw this like when I was younger, I think this would have kind of scared me a little bit.
Yeah. The first person, point of view shots,
Yeah,
they were pretty good.
they're pretty good.
A
Yeah,
little scary. You're like, ooh, I'm tense now, and then there's
Right.
that music playing in the background.
yeah. Well, that was just like, I don't know. I really liked the first person stuff. It felt like really unique for its time, and also not something I see that much even now because it's just like such a weird choice. But like, I don't know.
What if you shot Dirtbag?
all,
like that?
all point of view? Yeah. Wait, have you heard of
It's just like you're looking down at a bag of dirt and back up.
Did you ever see that movie Hardcore Henry like 7 years ago?
I know what you're talking about. I've seen the trailer.
Okay, because that seems like a podcast movie, not something anyone remembers. Just like, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I really liked this. The first time I saw it, like a few years ago, I did not really get it. I was like kind of bored, to be honest, and didn't think it was that special. And this time around, was like able to kind of appreciate it a bit more. I thought it was
You have more
scarier.
refined taste now.
Yeah, well, I watched it in the
You're somewhat of a
morning.
celebrity,
Right, right.
So
Yeah, that what the thing's fame does to you. It makes you appreciate Halloween. That's yeah, I was scared. How about you, Jeff? Were you were you frightened at
a
all?
little bit. I was like, this film does a very good job at suspense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where you're just waiting for the bad thing is about to happen.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is like it's so like of its time and like it's been replicated just to death. Some of these moments of like don't go in the house and like can't get in the door, like all those horror moments that it's like what's going to happen and
Yeah.
it's hard to feel fright. But I'm like I think that's what's so great about the movie is like it's still pretty effective with its tension. And like, honestly, especially the back half of the movie, Jamie Lee Curtis was like pretty good. She wasn't selling it at first, I'm gonna be honest, but I don't know, she was really great by the end of the movie. Just weird seeing her young. I feel like I only know Jamie Lee Curtis as like an older woman.
The probiotic yogurt commercial.
Yeah. Was it Activia?
Yeah.
Or something? Nothing scarier than...
Now, it's unfortunate for Mike Myers, the actor.
Right.
That, you know, he kind of rose to fame a bit after this came out. And then he was like, damn,
I know. That's... Must have been hard starting out. You know,
yeah,
and they're like, just give me the Austin Powers role. That'll cover everything. Yeah, I was always confused on that villain name because I knew about Mike Myers before I knew about this film, and I was like, wait.
And you're like, is he a murderer?
Is he doing this? Yeah.
Is this a documentary?
Yeah. I also think that this movie does like such a... It's just funny that we watched Chucky, or it's called Child's Play. I don't know why I keep calling it Chucky. But, like, just that is, like, a very different movie from this as far... Because that is just, I feel like, very simple and just fun and kind of stupid. And this is also very simple, but I think is kind of doing a lot under the surface that I think is really... It, like, deserves the status it's gotten because there's, like, way more to talk about with it. Just as far as like the suburbs, and I was talking to Cookie about this afterwards. Just it's the victims he goes after are all people that just had sex, and how that's a whole part of it is like the shaming of like teenagers for having sex and stuff like that. I haven't thought about it enough to have a full analysis of this, but I just think that's like a really interesting place to come from for like a horror villain, is that he's not just killing for the sake of killing, and there's enough like mystery to where it's disturbing and scary, but also there's like this weird link between everybody that he's going after, and I love stuff like that.
No, it is a lot more happening under the surface for sure
than Child's Play.
Because a lot of it for this film is you're kind of watching just a slice of life film.
Yes.
With like interjections of a murderer.
Right. Yeah. I love how like small town it feels too. Like it was a genuinely kind of scary. The one thing at one point I was like, it is Halloween. Why is no one in these streets trick-or-treating? But also I think the kids went to bed at that point. It was like after, but that was just like, there was something like really scary about I forget her name, but Jamie Lee Curtis's character like running around outside and like surrounded by homes with people in them, and like no one's answering her, and it's like I don't know, that was like very scary for some reason, because I'm like, she has like nowhere to go right now, even though she's like surrounded by people, and I thought that was a really cool choice.
Yeah, do you think that they did that because that way they didn't have to hire more actors to be in the houses?
Probably, because I looked it up and this has a $300,000 budget, which is, and this thing is still making money, really. Which is just, it's one of those movies where I'm like, that is insane. Just a total win in all departments.
Do you think Dirtbag's going to turn a profit?
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be sequels, remakes, fucking
You're
prequels.
You're going to sell the novel rights?
Yeah.
Someone's
merchandise.
Going to write Dirtbag a book.
It's going to... I put it out now because it's going to be the hot Halloween costume tonight is Harold. Everyone's going as Harold tonight. Anyway. Yeah.
I mean, it actually is a costume you could do, because you just dress
could
like
do
him
it
and have a bag of dirt.
Yeah. No, you could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And if you do it, send me a video. Yeah. But don't do that.
This is going to be coming out like right before people all like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be coming out a little bit close.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone's going to go as us, you know?
I do not think so.
For you more than me, I feel like you could pull out, like, you have a costume because you have the hat every episode. They could just wear headphones, maybe like a brown curly wig, because you have very curly hair. That's the best I got, and maybe like a hockey shirt. That would be my take on it, Jeff.
The Quebec Nordiques.
Nordiques, yep.
Yeah, they were a team that used to be in Quebec.
Yeah.
Then they moved and became the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
So Quebec does not have a team.
To be fair, I like...
It's the Montreal Canadiens.
I like Avalanche more than Nordiques. More interesting.
You're not going to be allowed in Quebec after saying
that. What else? I like the music. The fact that he scored this all himself is like very cool, and he does that for all of his movies. I don't think it is my favorite John Carpenter movie, all things considered, because I don't know.
Didn't you earlier say it was?
No, I think it's his biggest or its most popular, but I think The Thing is like an all-timer, and yeah, that's... Unless I did say this, then in which case
I thought you said
I take it back. I take it back. I just think this is the most popular, and I also think it's funny that they put the original The Thing on the TV in this movie, and then a few years later he made a remake of The Thing. It accidentally I accidentally left for a second. It like bounced me back a page, but it's still recording, and it'll just be in two. Anyway, I'm back. Yeah. What else is there to say here?
Well, it's Halloween. What
it is Halloween.
Films in recent years have scared you the most? And how do they compare to this? Like, where was this on the Karsten fright scale?
I don't even think this breaks the top 10 as far as scary movies I've seen.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, it's not that kind of movie that gives you like nightmares. I did just watch Mandy, which is a Nick Cage movie from a few years ago. That one's pretty scary. I feel like the recent stuff that is like making a mark or making a dent, like you have to be like pretty scary to get anywhere with a horror movie these days because people are so used to the same shit. Yeah. So a lot of my answers are going to be recent horror movies.
I think scary or just like body horror.
Right.
Like
T10.
Raw.
But yeah, I don't think T10 or Raw are necessarily scary.
Well, they're disturbing.
They're just disturbing.
Yeah.
That's the thing is I have watched a lot more of those. I don't, as far as scary goes, I think Paranormal Activity is kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. I know they're not people don't like those movies that much, but those are movies that would keep me up at night because it makes me like scared of every little corner of my room, and I'm like, what if there is someone here? Yeah.
What if there is?
I'm the kind of guy that I believe in haunted spaces, so
okay, that's interesting.
I have no like direct experiences, but I'm like, I feel like there are places I've been that have been haunted.
Haunted by who? Whom?
Like the people that used to live there, or like I think I've told the story, like the farm I grew up on, like there was an old farmer that used to live there, and his clothes are still in the barn, and it's just so eerie to me, and I'm like, he's definitely just wandering around these parts at night. And that stuff creeps me out.
Yeah. All right. So what's the most scary, the most afraid you've been from a film? I halfway through saying that, I'm like, this is not, there's no way to save this sentence.
What is yours? Do you have a?
I don't watch scary
I have
films.
to think on this. You don't watch? Yeah, no, you're not a horror guy. No, you know what it is? It's the original, The Ring movie. It's the one I think you know the of the girl coming out of the well on the TV, and then she comes through the TV,
Right.
and that I watched that on the TV when I was a child, and it scarred me for a very long time, and it's like one of the scariest images to me.
Now, don't you think that's a bad thing that it scarred you as a child?
Yeah, no, I mean I hated that movie for a long time. I also think this was the remake, and I recently last year, Cookie and I watched the original Japanese The Ring. And it is also scary, and it still scared me.
Which one was scarier?
Well, I haven't seen the remake since I was a child, so that is that still takes the cake. I don't know if it would be as scary today,
Right.
but that movie, even I know it's just the cliche girl in the white dress with the black hair over her face, but like that shit is scary. That what is she doing in a well? Like,
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Honestly,
I know a lot of people are going to say Hereditary, and I don't think that's
yeah. I
mine.
think there's a lot of mainstream films that aren't horror films that, you know, are in that
Scary?
Like Black Swan is pretty scary.
Black Swan is
It's
scary.
not a horror film per se. It's like a psychological thriller.
Right,
It's
right.
scary.
No, yeah, there's I'm trying to think. This is a weird example, but The Father, which was like an Oscar baity Anthony Hopkins movie from like 2 years ago, but he's like, it's about this guy, he's like dealing with dementia, and that was like terrifying to me and like really upsetting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the most upset I've been in a while, even though that's not a horror movie. It was like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like I'm just like watching someone just like lose themselves in front of you is just,
And the thing is, I think
not fun.
that can be scarier because it's a plausible thing that can happen to you, not
Right,
someone jumping
right.
through a TV.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it's like,
And
this is a real thing to be afraid of, Karsten.
right. Yeah,
Someone
This
should
could happen
make
to any
a
of us.
targeted film to be scary just to you. Like it's about
So,
a
okay.
YouTuber.
I actually, this is gonna, well, not about we're just talking about Spree at this point, but I did watch this month The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which, as you know, one of my phobias is like large bodies of water and things in the water. And I know this is like a campy, like goofy horror movie from the 30s that does not hold up in a lot of ways, but just like seeing this like fish man like swim in the water and like the feet above him, I was just like, I was getting skeeved out. That was pretty.
Yeah. What?
It's not scary, but definitely made me
What's
uncomfortable.
that Andrew Garfield movie from a few years ago, like Under the Silver Lake?
Under the Silver Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that scary?
That's not scary. No.
Okay.
Now that's just fun. That's just good fun. Anyway.
Listen to our episode on that.
What is what's your go-to, or what, not go-to, but what's your favorite Halloween costume you've had, Jeff? While we're on the topic of Halloween.
Well, my mom used to enter my siblings and I into Halloween costume competitions at in Bel Air, Florida.
I did not know
So
this.
there's pictures of like a very young me.
Yeah.
Where my brother or sister and I were a fork, a knife, and a spoon one year. And then we were also like a banana split, where we were each a different scoop of ice cream holding a banana.
Can I guess which one you were? You were the fork.
I think I was the spoon.
Wow, that was my last guess. I don't take you as a spoon.
I'm not 100% positive. I don't, but here, wait. I think I can find a photo very quickly. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This is of the banana split.
Wow. You're the tall one, I assume.
No, that's my sister. I'm
Wow.
on that one.
Okay.
My sister
okay.
is 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. I once ran out of costume ideas as a kid. So I went as Dog Man, which was a character I made up.
Dog Man?
Where I wore like a suit.
Wait. Wait. Let's start over. You decided for Halloween to go as a character you made up named Dog Man.
Dog. Yeah.
Okay, continue.
I had this, my mom, I don't know why she had this, but it was like a dog mask that was like felt, and it was like you could just easily put it on. And it only covered the top half, and it had like ears, but like your mouth was visible. So I wore that, and then a top hat on top of that, and then a suit, and I was Dog Man.
Oh my god.
I thought it was pretty creative at the time.
Dog Man.
Yeah.
Did everyone say, "What are you?"
And I said, I'm Dog Man. The classic character.
That's next year's hottest costume.
It was
Dog Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember I went to one of those Halloween parties at your old apartment where I wore like fishing waders and the gold
I
sequin
remember.
blazer, just because it was like the most confusing combination of things I could think of, and I just wanted to see how many people would ask me what I was, and everyone asked me, and I said I was a fishing themed game show host.
In the show was called Go Fish.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
I didn't get that far into the cover story.
No. People didn't have any other questions.
Yeah, they were like,
after that.
okay.
They're like, okay, and then walked away.
Yeah. I should have handed out like individually packaged Swedish fish.
Right.
Okay,
that would have been good.
A couple months ago, Nick, our friend, posted on Instagram. There was like a place selling individually wrapped Swedish fish, and I was like, "That's insane!" And then that exact same day, I went to a gas station, and they were selling individually packaged Swedish fish.
That's crazy.
It's just one Swedish fish wrapped. Like, why is this a necessary product?
You don't need more than
I want
that.
one Swedish fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they do not have those in Sweden, as you know, as you've recently been there.
I know. Yeah. I don't know what
they have
is
all
so special about it. Yeah.
You saw those, right?
Yep.
That's the best.
Yeah. I remember I was Timmy Turner that year at that party.
Yeah, and you had the teeth.
Good times. I was gonna say I wish I was an anglerfish that year, and then we could have
teamed up.
Yeah, you're catching me.
I could have done your trivia question from this episode. To
yeah.
people. and then it's like they get it right, and I like reel you in, and I'm like, you've reeled the big one.
Yeah.
We should start a game show.
I've always wanted to do a game show. I've always wanted this. On like Twitch.
Yeah.
I think people are like starting to do that, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like it's time to get into that.
Yeah, I can help in some capacity.
Yeah. I think it should,
I can
have
be like
the outfit.
Vanna White.
I mean, you're already halfway there. Yeah. So anyway, Halloween. It's a good movie. It's, you know, if you're going to watch it any day, make it today.
Today, yeah, which this episode will be coming out today, unlike the last time when I didn't record it or release it until the following day.
Yeah.
Because this is one where, you know, even though most people won't listen to it the day it comes out,
yeah,
I can at least say I released it on
We did it
Halloween.
on Halloween.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, you know, you're a tremendous guy, Karsten. And a lot of people have been saying that recently.
I don't know why.
You know, it's a few reasons. One of them, you're very generous. Another one, very handsome with stylish hair.
Come on.
And the third one, you love Halloween.
I do love Halloween. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5. That is a very high score.
I don't think it's like a pretty much flawless okay, the other thing about this movie real quick is that it's like only 90 minutes, and I paused it halfway through to get a drink, and I thought we were like maybe like 10 minutes in. We were like halfway through, and I was like, that is crazy how much this flies by.
I understand what you mean by that, about kind of losing track of time, but I don't know if I've ever mistook 45 minutes for 10 minutes.
Okay,
that sounds like you might have like some kind
extreme
of mental problem.
This movie had me going crazy. Yeah. Is what I'm, it's just that kind of movie.
Yeah.
What about you? What would you?
I'm gonna go with like Halloween? 3.5. It's like a solid film.
That's fair.
It's a nice seasonal film. Good to watch October.
Yep.
I would never watch it any other month.
Exactly. And that's Halloween. I'm excited, Jeff, for some of these questions. We got questions this week.
We got questions.
There was clearly a demand last week, and people came through and asked questions, and I think we should answer them. This first one comes from, and because this one's kind of topical, and I think I already know your answer. Yes. Llama Lloyd from the Discord asks, Karsten and Jeff, what are your costumes for today? Now, I don't think you have a costume.
I don't have a costume.
Is why I said I knew your answer. Yeah. Now, mine, I know I did the anglerfish that night, but I'm actually going to another Halloween party tonight.
And you're mixing it
which
up.
Which is odd.
Because
on
some
Monday,
of the same people are going to be there.
Yes.
So you got to change your costume up.
Right. Cookie and I are doing a couple's costume.
That's fun.
Going as from the movie Howl's Moving Castle, which I don't think you've seen. Unless you have.
I have seen. I haven't seen that one.
Gotcha.
I've seen Spirited Away and Ponyo.
Yep. Ponyo.
That song is insane, by the way. The Ponyo song.
It's the best. I also think it's pronounced Ponyo, but I think Ponyo.
I might have watched it in like French or something.
There we go. Oh, that makes sense. I think
that's how they pronounce it.
You watched the French dub with the English. Yeah. I'm going as Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle, who is a flame voiced by Billy Crystal. Let me just show you the picture of Calcifer first, Jeff, just to give you an idea. That's
okay, yeah.
So it's just a little ball of fire. And this
I'm on board.
This is my outfit.
That is insane. I love how you're just selling that as a ball of fire. You're just wearing orange.
Yep, just a bunch of orange. Well, I'm like,
you're not wearing like a puffy orange thing. You're just wearing orange,
just all orange. Yeah, I'm trying to be a flame, so I real flowy.
Now, if it doesn't like work and people don't say that is a functional costume,
yes,
I say call yourself Orange Man. It's a new character.
yeah. Just any year, if people don't get the costume, I'm like, I'm Orange Man, or I'm Fish Man.
Yeah, you're like, I'm dressed as a fish, but I'm also a man.
But a man, yeah, part man, part fish.
So what's Cookie?
Cookie is the titular Howl, who is a fun outfit, less abstract. I wish I had
I have a question.
Photo on deck. Yes.
Why aren't you the moving castle?
Because the moving castle, that's just too much. And also, Howl, it's a good couple's costume because Howl and Calcifer are they're reliant on each other, and it's like a they serve a purpose in the story. We're gonna take a picture. This is them in the movie.
Oh.
And I'm gonna Photoshop myself to be really small.
That's good.
In the hand, which is gonna be funny. Anyway, that's the answer to that.
That's the answer.
I'm more excited about that one than the anglerfish. Yep.
It's gonna be a good picture. You got to throw that on the gram.
That's why I'm saying, audio listeners, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're gonna want to follow me on Instagram.
You're gonna want to follow You're also going to follow me too for some reason.
You're gonna want to follow Jeff too.
I need more followers. Karsten doesn't need any more. Honestly, unfollow Karsten and
I
follow me.
could use some more. I could use some more.
You
on
can follow
Instagram.
both of us.
Well, Jeff. Yeah.
Unfollow my brother.
I just
though.
hit
You don't need to follow him.
unfollow him immediately. I just hit 40,000 on Twitter,
Oh, nice.
which is a pretty big
I
milestone.
I just hit let's see. I just somehow between
Just hit 1 million followers.
no somehow it updated. I have somehow lost 7 followers in one day.
What? Why? Jeff, you're tweeting controversial things. You're really weeding out the
They must
the
have been
real or the fake Jeff.
They must have been
fans.
bots that they had accounts deleted.
Damn.
Yeah, I would say most of my followers
still-
are bots.
1,600. That's not true.
No,
You got a lot of Cars Cast.
Those
fans
that's
out there.
Twitter. Instagram, I only have like 1,300.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I probably should post more photos.
Speaking of Twitter, what's your take on the
Elon yeah,
Musk news?
We're gonna have to see what happens here.
We'll see what happens. I recently learned this morning that they're planning that like verified accounts, you have to pay $20 a month
Yeah, I saw that.
if you're verified. Insane.
The problem with that, right, is that it's not cool if everyone knows you're paying $20 a month to have it. It makes you seem lame.
I think that's just a terrible idea.
Yeah,
like
you know what? We should get Jared's take since he is verified on Twitter.
right. Poor Jared is.
Yeah.
He's got to start.
Yeah, I'll text him. I'm gonna
Handing
ask him
out
if
money,
he's gonna be
you know.
paying the $20.
Yeah. I've applied to be verified many times.
I applied once and I got denied.
They deny. They're like, you need articles written about you, which is why I was like, okay, maybe dirtbag. There was one interview I did.
Yeah. Wait,
But-
I had one interview as the character Cube Jeff where
right.
it was a published interview.
It has to be within the last like 6 months. That's the
Okay,
issue.
yeah.
That's where.
Wait,
they
why
get
don't we
you.
make our own news source and write articles
Right.
about ourselves?
just to get verified?
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Seems
yeah,
like a
and then pay
loophole.
$20
And
a
then-
month.
I'm gonna
I just
ask
want to give
Jared.
Twitter money. I'm just like the way people look at verified. I mean, this is not me personally. But if you see like someone post a shitty, like fake source, and they're verified, there's more. You're more likely to be like they're a reliable source because they got the check mark.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you can just pay for that, then that just is going to make it way messier than it already is. And I don't know. I'm not a fan of it already. I'm going to stick around though, just to see. I'm not one of those leaving Twitter.
Yeah, because we got to see what happens first.
We got to see what happens.
Because the thing about Twitter is that the main way they make money is through advertising. Like that's currently, the pretty much the only way they make money. And advertisers are gonna like leave if it becomes terrible.
Right.
So I think Elon's hands are kind of tied in a way.
Well, that's the thing. I heard that he kind of like set himself up for failure here because it's like his whole like stance on like we're gonna make Twitter fun again and like this is a free speech, like say whatever you want space. Like I don't know. I feel like he set the platform up to be even more toxic than it already is now that he's in charge.
Yep.
And now that he's in charge, that's his issue to take care of and handle.
Right.
And,
Now,
Yeah,
Jared
it's-
got back to me.
Is he paying the bucks?
No, he had the exact same take that we had, where
Yeah.
if people know you're paying for the badge, it's gonna look super lame.
You're gonna be dumb.
Yeah, people are gonna be like, "Wow, you're a loser paying Twitter $20 to have
See,
this check mark."
Now it's like if by chance we do get the verification without needing to pay, then it's like we still lose. I'm like, I worked all this hard.
You're like,
all this-
like,
yeah.
I made all these videos, I got all these
Yeah.
subscribers.
And now they think I pay
And
for
now-
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This next one comes from.
Wait, what was the question even?
That was what is our Halloween costume for this week? This one comes from. I forget you you told me how to pronounce this. I forgot. Tad HG.
Tig?
Tig 2341. And it's, do you ever find it hard to switch off the critical thinking when watching a movie or viewing any art in general? Similarly, do you find it difficult not to make constant comparisons when viewing a movie/TV show or reading, etc., or etc.?
See, I think
Trying to get better.
That's mainly directed at you as someone who is a reviewer of sorts.
Yeah. It's a good question because, like, and I think a lot of people, the people that spend too much time on Letterboxd, like when you first get a Letterboxd account, like you're just so excited to like log it because it's just kind of fun at first, and then that for a while was like annoying. Is like during a movie, I was like, oh, this is what I'll say, or this is, and after a while, I'm just like, why am I even thinking about that? And then, you know, the thing is, it's like sometimes I just watch movies because I want to watch a movie and have a good time and chill out. That's like 90% of the time, unless I'm watching Black Adam or like the Lightyear movie. Like that's the only time where I'm like, this is
Or the
work.
Dora movie.
Or Dora, yeah.
Which
it's like,
that was
the
good
only
work.
time it
Tremendous work.
truly the only times where it feels like work is when I have to see those big bad movies. But yeah, most of the time it's like I try to watch it just as like casually as I can, and then reflect and think about it and
Yeah.
try to remember as much of it as possible after the fact. I'm not someone, I know a lot of critics like take notes during movies, and I can see
I
why,
sat
because
next
you
to
want to
some
reference
people at TIFF who was doing that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
and
can
was
see
like,
why
how do
if you
even
wanna,
write?
like-
It's so dark.
Right. If you need to like reference a certain line or specific scene in your piece, like, yeah, you should maybe, but I don't know. I try to think as laid back as possible, because I feel like once you start thinking a little too hard about some movies, you know, you end up saying they're about pedophilia and think it's a metaphor for sex. So I try to, you know,
Yeah.
take it easy.
Now, the thing people didn't understand is that Pilots actually was about pedophilia.
That's true. That's true. That is the pedophilia movie starring Mike Brunley that no one's talking about. Is Pilots.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a video idea for you. The Dora movie 2 years later, does it hold up?
Yeah. Honestly,
Just go right back to the well, and then the girl's going to jump out of the
Revisiting the
well
Dora
through your
movie.
TV screen.
yeah. I can't get over Pilots being about it's such a
Hey, they both start with P.
right. They'll never stop flying those planes.
We'll never stop flying those planes. Yeah, you know what's in those planes? I don't.
Stop. This next and last one comes from Llama Lloyd Jordy. And it's, hey, Carson, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your new short film, Dirtbag. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. Now, here's my question for both you and Jeff. Do you guys have any anticipated TV shows in the upcoming years? I mean, Succession, they put out the teaser just this last week, so very excited for that.
I still have to watch.
Yes, you got to watch it, Jeff. That's like the big one. I can't think of like any new TV shows. I'm not tapped into the TV world. I'm barely tapped into the movie world. Like, I don't even know what's coming out next year. So like, I take it one day at a time.
You put on your pants just like everyone else.
Yep.
You jump into them.
I jump into
Both
them.
legs at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know. What about you?
TV?
Any shows? Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm like, recently I haven't really been a TV guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll watch a lot of miniseries because those feel more digestible.
Yeah. No, it's tough to commit to a show like that.
Yeah. Because a movie, even if it's bad, it's like, oh, that was 2 hours. Well, never going to watch that again. But if it's a show and you're like, this is okay, it's like, now am I just not going to know what happens, or am I going to spend a bunch of time watching it?
Right. Yeah. So that's the answer to that.
That's the answer to that. It's not a good answer, but it's the truth.
Next, we'll get into our wrap up. Starting by announcing next week's movie, which, Jeff, I have an idea for next week's
I think
movie.
we have the same idea.
Well, I want to hear yours.
All right, we're gonna say on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Like Mike.
Enola Holmes. See, I thought you were gonna say Enola Holmes, which is why I said that.
I knew that that's what you thought I was gonna say, so I said like Mike instead because I knew you weren't gonna say like Mike. Have you seen Like Mike?
I have not. Well, it's one of those where I'm like, I think maybe it was on while I was at like a cousin's house sometime, but
yeah,
I don't
about
think
the kid who gets Michael Jordan shoes and he's like 10 years old and he comes in the NBA.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's Bow Wow.
Yeah, it's
oh
Bow
my
Wow.
God, and it's Jesse Plemons. What?
What?
Jesse Plemons, as in he plays Ox. He's the guy from Breaking Bad and Power the Dog.
Right.
Wait, is he the kid? No,
That kid is a different guy.
Wait, Jesse.
Wait, he's a kid in it. He's
my
probably
God,
the
yeah.
bully.
Wow, yeah, he is the bully. He is the bully. He looks like a bully in the pictures.
Wow.
He's been around, Jesse Plemons. Good for him.
Anyways, the movie we're watching will not be Like Mike.
No. Well, okay, should we watch... Here's the thing. We could either watch Enola Holmes
2.
2.
Enola Holmes 2.
Or we do this new movie that's out that's pretty great called The Banshees of Inisherin.
The Banshees of Ed Sheeran?
Of Ed Sheeran.
That's what everyone has to have been saying that, right?
I have not heard one person say that, but it seems like it's been up for grabs this whole time.
Okay, I gotta go on Letterboxd and see if anyone said that.
The Banshees of Inisherin is like one of my... It's a must-see.
Is it available to watch anywhere?
It is. It's in theaters everywhere. I know
Okay.
it's got a big wide release, so you should definitely be able to see it if you'd want to. Or we do Enola Holmes. It is up for grabs.
It's up to you.
We'll think about it. We'll let the people. Maybe we'll do a poll on Twitter. Between Enola Holmes and Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, this person said the bed sheets of Ed Sheeran. That's stupid.
Well,
that's stupid. But they stole the Ed Sheeran bit, so I can't use it.
Yeah.
So maybe we should Enola Holmes because I can't even use that.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Are you gonna do a video on Enola Holmes too?
I'm still deciding if I should do that. I have another video idea. I've never done one of those like tier lists. And I might do a tier list of production company opening logos, because I have a lot of thoughts on a lot of them, and DreamWorks is an S tier, and that's the only one I'll give out for now.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna ask one more.
Okay.
Like Lucas Films.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about Lucasfilms because I don't even Lucasfilms. That's like C tier. It's just
like
special.
The outline of the letters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I won't make you give any more away.
No. Yeah, it's up for
All right. Well,
this next part is reading a review.
Did we get
have
any?
so many new reviews after last week when we basically begged for them. So we got like 4 weeks of reviews here. But this one comes from Lucien M. from Germany. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And it is the subject line is review 147.5, 5 stars, and it reads, I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the review I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They talk too much. I didn't subscribe to this to listen to them talking. It feels really offensive, actually. This podcast is like wearing wet socks. If I could describe it as a smell, it would be 2 white moldy eggs. I like them, but ... The thing is ... is that I also love them. Marry me. Gay rights. Bye. That was a roller coaster.
That really was.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, they hate us. And then I was like, wait, they love us.
Yeah.
And they're from Germany.
Good country.
Thank you, Lucien.
Or Lucian.
Or Lucian or Lucian. I don't really know.
One of those has to be correct.
Yeah. And next up, we'd like to thank the patrons over at patreon.com/Carscast.
They are the ones who give us the most support
They hold us down.
Because we haven't had a sponsor recently. So really, our only sponsor is the patrons.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're what keep us going.
We can't get sponsors because we keep talking about pedophilia and
Yeah, that's not true. That just to be clear.
That's not why it's happening. But yeah, if you would like to support the podcast, go to the Patreon, patreon.com/Carscast. Exclusive access to bonus episodes.
Very anti-pedophilia as a podcast.
We are very, let's make that very
just
clear.
to be clear, we were pointing out the absurdity of calling art pedophilia related.
Yes.
Just as, if anyone was confused about that.
If you want to put your money towards the kinds of people that'll stand up to pedophilia.
Yes.
We are your guys.
Vocally be against it.
We are coming out and saying we are anti-pedophilia.
100% of the time, it's wrong.
And you can support us at the patreon.com/Carscast.
Now, the support will not go towards, like, anti-pedophilia organizations.
No.
Right? It just goes to us. But
goes
we're
to
just,
us.
as people,
we need
we're against
guys
it.
like us to say these
wise.
things.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, thank you. Alex, Thomas, Anson Contreras, Belly, Big Beard Pirate, Boinks, Camilla, Coop, David Borslow, David Sir, Eden, Finn Richardson, Goodnight Tale, Jacob Meyer, The, Jared Armstrong, John Van Hout, Joshua Hughes, KDT, Leonard. Let's change the Google search results for PTA. Leavin, I'm a hair product now. Liv Rob, Louis, AO, Lukewarm, Maddie Robertson, Martin Deff, Marilee Borslow, Meridian, Michael Rennie, Monroe Page, Noah Wooten, Pasta, Queen of Staten Island, Rakakuni, Riley Ost, Ryan M, Sam, Sean Kenny, Loves God Save the Animals, Stella Perry, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Smitty, Werman, Jagerman, Jensen, Taylor says, don't forget to vote, the Raccoon from Airbud 7th Inning Fetch, Vegard Strom, Wes Kinley, Wiley Todd, Yusef A, and Zoe Hernandez McDonald.
Yeah, and don't forget to vote.
Don't forget to vote.
Yeah, I actually have my mail-in ballot that I'm going to fill out today.
Yep, I just filled mine out a few days ago.
Yeah. Mine's voting in Florida.
There we go. Mine's Minnesota. Don't forget to vote. And that is the podcast. Jeff, anything else to say?
Catch you on the flip side, Karsten Rundquist.
Get you on the flip side.